The Secrets of Stargate is brought to you by the StarQuest Production Network and is made possible by our many generous patrons. If you'd like to support the podcast, please visit sqpn.com/give.
You're listening to The Secrets of Stargate, Episode 31.
Janet West, Jackson has identified the seventh symbol.
All right, here we go. We are about to try to make a connection.
All we gotta do is bust out of here, commandeer the ship, and fly on home.
Indeed. You say that a lot.
I know that this could be dangerous. But this is our job, right? It's what we signed on to do.
It was never about going home. It's about getting us to where we're going.
Hi, I'm Jack Berrezzini, and you're listening to The Secrets of Stargate, where we talk about the hidden meanings and deeper layers found in the Stargate movies, TV series, and more. And joining me today are Father Cory Stika. Hi, Father.
Howdy, Jack.
And Lisa Jones. Hi, Lisa.
Hey, Jack.
And Victor Lambs. Hey, Victor.
Hi, Jack.
All right, today on Secrets of Stargate, we're going to be discussing the 10th episode of Season 2, entitled Bane. Did you want to give us a quick little summary of that episode, Victor?
I'd be very happy to. One morning, as Teal was waking up from anxious dreams while visiting the Plaza of Nations, located at 750 Pacific Boulevard, Vancouver, Canada, he discovered that he had been changed into a monstrous verminous bug. Actually, the planet is BP6 3Q1, and until very recently the home of an advanced civilization of humans who were wiped out by a swarm of monstrous verminous bugs. Teal'c is stung and immediately gets very sick. Back at SG-1, Dr. Fraser is sidelined when she calls in an infectious disease specialist, Dr. Harlow, played by legendary character actor Scott Hylands, who has never been on Nightman, unfortunately. Harlow quickly deduces that Teal'c is turning into a bug. The episode picks up when Mayborn makes an appearance. Mayborn and Jack share a few cute frenemy moments, and spirits Teal'c away so that the NIH can do gain-of-function research on the venom and thereby turn it into a bioweapon against the Goa'uld. After setting a symbiote free, if you love something, set it free, Teal'c escapes to the gritty south side of Colorado Springs and meets up with a spunky, street-smart, sassy, wise beyond her years, wise-cracking, movie-literate, squirt-gun-loving, latchkey preteen Allie. Allie likes the way Teal'c smells, so she feeds him nuts and caramel, and Teal'c starts to spin a cocoon. Soon he will turn into not just one bug, but many bugs. This will start a bugdemic, which will rain shock and terror down on the Earth. Harlow comes up with some sort of RNA vaccine for Teal'c, while Dr. Fraser hooks his symbiote up to battery backup to keep it alive, and the day is saved.
So, Victor, how long did it take to come up with the sting pun? If you love him, set him free.
Oh no, it was unintentional.
That's a song by Sting.
Oh wow, that is, and I call myself a Sting fan. Yeah, wow. No, wow. Good catch there.
I thought that was like a deep cut. I'm like, oh, too much.
Oh man, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that summary.
Well,
right
Father
there
Cory, if it's a pun, it's only because I'm walking in your footsteps.
Oh no.
That summary right there was more entertaining than the whole episode, I feel like.
Yeah. Okay, speaking of puns, I gotta say it. Yeah, this episode was the bane of my existence.
Yeah.
There was a lot of things about the plot that really bugged me. So
yeah. It shows you how this episode's gonna go.
yeah,
It's one of those episodes.
it is. It's definitely it falls into that trope that I feel like we get in every single, especially like 90s sci-fi show of the body horror where someone transforms beyond any sort of reasonable suspension of disbelief that you could get him back. It's like if he's to the point where he's like molting and like oozing, I feel like there's no going back from there, no matter how good your RNA medicine is.
Yeah, or de-evolved into a dinosaur or a ferret or whatever, or lemur or whatever,
or a salamander, or
yeah.
Yeah.
At least Star Trek, they could do the we could just put them in the transporter and use their pattern buffer memory bank to fix the problem.
It's just a backup, yeah.
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 But yeah, it was one thing I did like about this was that planet they went to was not just a bit of forest in the Pacific Northwest.
Nope.
But unfortunately, we really don't get any sort of action on the planet, which I was really hoping there'd be something else to that, but you just kind of get a brief glimpse of it, and then they're back through the Stargate for the majority of the episode.
Yeah, they go on the Bug Witch project footage,
and they don't even show the planet, like the Stargate on the planet. It's literally all dial as they're running off screen, running past the camera.
It's in a corner of a matte painting that they get at the beginning.
Yeah,
and it's another one of these like ruined advanced civilizations that SG-1 just missed by like a few days or a few weeks. We're not really clear. The fact that there's still people changing on the planet indicates that they like maybe missed like the start of the bugdemic there by, I don't know, a couple of weeks tops.
And there could be people off in like some isolated corner, like their version of Montana, that they're surviving. But of course, SG-1 doesn't know that because they're only in the city.
Mm-hmm. It also makes me wonder that if there's this advanced civilization on this city and they have the Stargate sitting right there, would they not know how to use it and escape?
Yeah.
We've seen that before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe they were getting everyone off to their version of the Alpha site that was important,
That's true. The best and the brightest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like body horror, so it was fun from that angle.
Oh, we were eating dinner while watching it, which was really good choice.
Mm.
They showed a remarkable amount of restraint when Dr. Frazier's poking at the wounds and there's that big hole. You're like, okay, this is going to be like those videos that
Pimple popper.
That horrible people post on the internet. Yeah.
Oh man.
But they didn't, and so that's to their credit, I think.
Yeah, but if they remade this now, there'd be some massive pushing.
There'd be flies. There'd be little, baby flies coming out of it or something,
Yeah.
And also, like Teal would like eat Allie or something.
Yeah.
Which I might be okay with.
Oh no, I liked her.
Oh no, she's
my gosh,
an annoying artful Dodger character.
Yeah. Well, now Victor and Lisa, of course, she should look familiar because we're going to see the actress again later.
The moment she came
who
on
does she play?
screen, my kids went, Cassandra.
Yeah. So Colleen.
Oh, teenage
Colleen
Cassandra. That's right.
Renison, who played Allison, will later come back as teenage Cassandra Fraser.
Nice. So, it's funny that they would bring her back for that, when she's in a different role. But that's when she first came on screen, I thought for a second, I was like, wait, is that Cassandra just randomly hanging out in an alley? But so it's funny they cast that.
But I think she kind of had more lines in this episode than she does when she comes back as teenage Cassandra.
I think so.
Could be
more lines as Poochie in this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. So her character is, you could tell that, the writer was watching like Leon the Professional, like a Luc Besson film, or maybe like La Cité de Enfants Perdus by Caro and Jeunet, where you have like these streetwise, pre-teenage girls who team up with like the monstrous, oaf of a guy, and very 90s type character. And when she first appears, I let out an audible sigh. I was like, oh yeah. Yeah, it's that episode.
Yeah.
Also, kids, don't grab a squirt gun and run around abandoned buildings, jumping through doorways and saying, bang, you're dead, or whatever she was saying.
Well, especially since it's supposed to be the slums of, I guess, Denver?
Colorado Springs, yeah.
Is it supposed to be Colorado Springs? I mean...
Yeah, I know
Colorado
gritty south
Springs
side.
is a decent-sized town, but I didn't realize it was that big to have, like, slums.
It's a really nice town. There's nowhere in Colorado Springs that looks like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have the nicest Amtrak station I think you're ever going to see.
It would have been more believable if he had, like, stumbled into, like, the vegan granola shop and someone helped him there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it just turned into an episode of Portlandia or something.
Yeah. Well, now, I mean, I've been to Denver, and Denver does have some very rough neighborhoods. I mean, it's got some places you don't go, and that's where I could believe it more. But I've never been to Colorado Springs, so I don't know. Do they actually have like skyscrapers like they show at when they first show it? Because that's I thought was supposed to be more like the Denver skyline, although it probably was still the Vancouver skyline.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, no, they don't really have a lot of architecture like that. It's a pretty flat city.
Mm.
So. But yeah, and
I'll
then
say it's 80 miles. So Teal, without a symbiote, could he have run 80 miles from Cheyenne Mountain to, well, we don't know how far down the road he was. He was within like a 10-mile perimeter probably. So assume he had to run 70 miles to Denver. It's possible.
Depends on what the bug DNA does.
Yeah, what the bug juice does. Yeah. But yeah, we get the youths on the street listening to their hippity hop music and asking about Teal's tattoo, which he does get off a good line there.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I'll take the old Chevy though that they're sitting on. That was a pretty sweet looking car.
yeah,
Or something he's explaining that it's pure, melted gold or whatever. And I'm thinking, do you know what the price of gold is right now? You do not go bragging about that.
You go cut that out. Yeah.
That's right.
yeah. Yeah, it's like they carve into his forehead with the ceremonial knife, and they pour the gold in there. And I like that. So not only does he get gold poured in his forehead, he has a gold inside his stomach. So it kind of fits.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's poetic.
Yeah. Oh man, this episode.
So let's get back to the frenemy, our favorite frenemy.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Mayborn, Colonel Mayborn. That's the best part because I love Jack's reaction. Sir, permission to punch him out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And later
Mayborn reminds him. Yeah.
Later Mayborn says, it's a court martial offense to punch an officer. It's like, who said anything about punching? I'm gonna shoot you.
Yeah.
Or I'm not gonna punch you. I'm gonna shoot you.
Yeah.
I have to say the two of them is together is probably one of the best part of this episode.
Yeah, definitely.
Scenes.
And I did like how they brought in Sam's old teacher, Dr. Timothy Harlow. And the part I thought was funny was that they set him up like he's supposed to be like in the wrong, but he's being completely 100% reasonable about what they should do with Teal, and they're mad at him. And it's like he's not wrong. I mean, it sucks, but
that's part of life.
It's like the doctor in a pharmaceutical commercial. He's like, you should trust me because I'm the medical. Yeah, he's
an older older distinguished looking gentleman.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has some really good lines as well. But, of course, equal matter conversion. When he's deducing that because Teal'c is big, he will have many bugs inside of him rather than, which, I mean, the bugs might need energy, so they might be eating Teal'c like the, tarantula wasp larvae do, before they burst out of them. So it's you can't just assume that there's going to be like, 100 kilograms worth of bugs flying out of them.
Well,
right. And so like the life cycle of the bug is they sting you and then their DNA turns you into a bunch of little bugs and then they fly off. And I guess the implication is in their natural environment, it's like a 1-to-1 transfer where they just sting something their size. But with larger animals, you just get more bugs. But I do like how they say for when Teal'c is going to turn into the bugs, like he'll turn into a lot of bugs. But when you see their shaky cam video, which is all you get on the planet when they're going back to get a bug so that they can test its DNA, it turns into like 4 bugs. It's not that many.
Yeah.
I got the impression it was more, but yeah, let's go back to the planet with armor piercing bugs and let's wear like, Army surplus store gas mask, but no body armor. Let's have lots of exposed skin and yeah. Mayborn's troops at least were wearing some sort of body armor,
Yeah.
Well, I had to laugh when the going back to Timothy, Dr. Harlow, when he talked about the matter exchange, whatever. All I could think of was Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood equivalent exchange.
Okay.
That would have been a more fun episode.
Yeah. The bugs work on alchemy.
I do like also their cost saving measure to have like just the bug sound effects kind of panning back and forth in stereo and everyone's just kind of looking around, but then you don't see them that often.
Well, like in
we do get
the gate room, you finally get to But even then you hear the bug, but you don't see it for a while.
And Jack takes his mask off.
Should they just not have zatted the bug? Like what was that?
Oh, that was a good idea.
That's more thought than I think the writers put into this one.
Yeah.
I was just like,
I did like the little bug chase cam though.
That work. You don't have to actually.
Well, it's funny. This was written by Robert C. Cooper, who usually has some pretty good scripts.
Yeah.
This must be not so much.
This is one of those fillers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, and Allie gets the worst lines of the episode because she's like 10 and so, but she's watched The Godfather and like The Fugitive and all these movies, and it's just like,
oh yeah.
And the first thing she's like, you look like you could spend a few more days in rehab, which I'm totally gonna work into conversations in my real life as well. You look worse than my dad did after he got shot. And he died.
Yeah.
You weren't going to save any of those for the end of the episode?
Oh, there's
your
more.
Sign off.
Well,
there's more.
I had to laugh because she says, you look like you're a Kimball. And
oh my gosh.
And it's like, oh, The Fugitive, Dr. Richard Kimball. It's like, I liked the Harrison Ford version of the movie, which came out about 5 years before this. I don't remember anybody talking about a fugitive being a Kimball ever in the 80s.
No. It was never.
That was not a thing.
And that was a popular movie, but that was.
It was a very popular movie. No.
It's like, stop trying to make that a thing, Robert C. Cooper.
He probably wrote it. He probably wrote the movie and wanted people to remember it.
That's not gonna happen.
You look like a book. A book? Yeah, John Book, Harrison Ford's character in The Witness.
Oh.
Come on.
What is this?
That's
kid
a thing?
watching?
I don't know.
I guess he's trying to convey that she's like an unsupervised, like surly youth hanging out on the streets, and she gets to rent R-rated movies, or she has access to HBO.
And she chooses to watch The Godfather.
The Witness.
And James Bond. I mean, there are people literally standing there, men in black uniforms.
Yeah,
Men in Black came out a year before. It's contemporaneous. She would have seen that, and she doesn't make any reference to like, what's this Men in Black stuff? It's like, what's this James Bond stuff? And it's like, yeah, James Bond, known for his paramilitary outfits and, unmarked white vans filled with
or like
stormtroopers
or something.
Yeah,
that would have been a more apt comparison. But yeah, it definitely felt like the "Hello there, fellow kids" kind of.
Exactly.
Like, this is how the kids talk.
Which, if you get a chance, go back and look up Steve Buscemi's Halloween costume for this year.
Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah.
I also like, so she's got her super soaker, and then Teal ends up like encouraging that behavior by like getting her a bigger one at the end of the episode. It's like, here, let's run around these abandoned buildings and shoot each other super soakers.
Yeah.
So the deal with super soakers, it's like a disposable razor. They basically give you the super soaker for free, but then they charge. It's the what? Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
I
have to admit though, I love.
Yeah.
I loved at the end though where Teal gives it to her, and of course she shoots him, and Daniel's like, "Well, I guess we shouldn't have filled it." She's like, "Why?" So she can, she needs to be able to defend herself, and then he shoots Daniel and runs off.
I like that.
That was pretty cool. I like that.
Nice to see a little fun moment, right?
Yeah.
And Daniel just looks nonplussed. He's just like, really?
Skipper.
Yeah. I liked the creature design of the bugs. It's always fun to see like practical effects and those kind of things. And I like how they have like at one point it's kind of like stapled down to the table and they're just prodding it.
Yeah.
Not your garden variety mosquito.
Yeah.
It says 1950s sci-fi doctor. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that the tail is like a scorpion and it just comes back around and stings him. So it looks like a fly, like a weird, big
mosquito.
Fly. Yeah. But then it's got this scorpion tail.
And its evolutionary like design or whatever you want to call it is not very well thought out, because if it transforms everybody, all living organisms on the planet into bugs, like what does it eat? It's like even viruses adapt to be less deadly so they don't kill off the host over time.
I think they just thought cool bug.
Yep.
Yeah. People.
Yeah.
It is a better design though than I don't remember what episode of it is, but it's one of the new Doctor Who episodes where there's like the bug on one of the companions' backs. I don't remember, but it's like an interdimensional bug that's
the time bug. Yeah, the time bug on the back of Donna.
Right.
Donna Noble.
Yeah. But it's just like a giant rubber beetle. Like they didn't even try to make it look like an alien.
Yeah, it's like she moves around and it flops. That's the only way you know it's alive is because she just moved and it. Yeah.
So at least there was a more thought put into design than that.
I just remember going back to Mayborn though, his line where he's meeting Allie and he goes, I'm from the United States of America. You know, your government, the good guys. And it's like, and she's, yeah, right. And everybody else going, yeah, sure. The good guys, the government.
Well, that
she doesn't like
that definitely
Yeah.
It definitely speaks to like, you know, like Canada, like shows filmed in Canada, produced in Canada at the time. And, you know, to the current day where it's like, you know, they always have to wink at like we hate the US, you know, but.
Yeah, definitely. I like seeing like the power play between Mayborn's unit and the SG-1 unit and the back and forth they have there and the tension there. And I'm looking forward to see that developed more.
You definitely see a lot more Mayborn and he does, it's hard to believe, become actually a bit more likable of a character. He's still a jerk, but he's a likable jerk.
Yeah.
He definitely becomes the Enkidu to Jack's Gilgamesh at some point. So
nice.
Yeah.
Good way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah, fun times. Did you have any?
So,
oh, go ahead.
Yeah, plenty power brand batteries. Like, what can't they do?
Yeah, exactly.
And Jack gets off a ER reference, you know, using the shock paddles to revive the symbiote thing. Is like Dr. Fraser's just kind of like off in a corner of a lab. Everybody else is talking about the main plot, and she's just like staring at this like little rubber snake and a. Sometimes there's water in the tank, and then when they need to like make the snake move, it seems like there's no water in the tank. It was kind of weird, but yeah, they figure out that if they just like duct tape a couple of batteries together and then put like the leads from each end of the battery into the water, it like the symbiote's good.
Only needs a couple of volts of energy, you know.
Yeah.
4.5 volts.
Yeah,
of course, total energy conversion.
Yeah.
But
sounds like a line out of like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon.
Yeah. Where's the mutagenic toxin? But I do like you know, Fraser says it was so simple, and Jack's like, well, my work here is done. And
yep.
Takes off. Yeah. Yeah.
That almost felt like they just were like scraping the bottom of the barrel for like ideas, and like batteries. Okay, that'll work for the plot.
We got some prop batteries here. Let's just use them.
It was fun to see the symbiote come out of Teal, kind of a la the Alien. They got it in like the big jar, and she's like poking around.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of distressing. I think the first time I saw it. It's like sitting there going, help me.
Yeah.
Help me. Help me.
I was waiting for it to put on a top hat and start singing, hello, my
Yeah.
baby, hello, my baby."
It's a bug hunt, man, a bug hunt.
Yeah, it always grosses me out when Teal like reaches into his stomach pouch and pulls it out. It's just yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's like, Teal, you want to drive? Sure. Here's my keys.
Yeah.
That's where he keeps his lunch.
Can I borrow your cell phone? Oh, never mind.
Nope.
It's like the equivalent of like keeping your money in your sweatpants band or whatever.
Yeah.
In your man pouch.
Their phone in their bras, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
So on that note,
Yeah.
Man
pouch, everybody. Man pouch.
Hashtag man pouch. That's what we're gonna put this on. Did y'all have any other thoughts?
Nothing
on
else here.
Okay, so when we first came on, my kids were like, "What episode is this? What episode?" And then it comes on, and they were like, "Oh."
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I did not remember this one very well. And I was kind of already like fatigued at around the 17, 18 minute mark. And then when like he went into like the hood and Allie popped out, that was kind of like the last little bit of my will to watch the rest of the episode. Just kind of like trickled out at that point.
Yeah, this is one of the ones I ended up buying on YouTube because they've taken Stargate off of all of the streaming services.
I'm still watching.
Can you get your
on
money
Netflix.
back?
Is it still on Netflix?
Still on Netflix.
Until the 30th.
Yeah,
Mhm.
a little bit longer. Is it on Hulu?
And that's November
It's off of
30th.
Hulu, yeah.
Okay.
So,
Well, we
I
just
just need to go
gotta
buy
wait.
the DVDs.
Amazon's gonna bring it back. We're just waiting.
But then I got to pay for Amazon.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
fine.
is Amazon bringing it back?
Well, with
For
the
sure?
whole MGM deal.
Oh, we hope
There's-
so. Yeah.
They're still
That's
trying,
why.
so
That's why Hulu and Netflix are kicking it to the curb, is so that because Amazon's gonna.
Right, the deals are
all back.
expiring.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Stargate not available in your area.
Yeah.
They need to hurry up.
It's probably has to do with all sorts of crazy licensing fees. The way that stuff goes, it's always wonky. It's like how at the beginning of the first Avengers movie, the Paramount logo shows up, even though Paramount did not have anything to do with the production of the movie or owns the rights, but they got to distribute it in certain regions. And so part of that deal was they could put their logo on it. So even though they had nothing to do with the movie, it says Paramount at the beginning. It's always funny to like hear about all those weird little ins and outs of like legalism in Hollywood. Awesome. On a more fun note, we have some listener feedback.
Yay!
Paul Leone on YouTube, talking about our episode, The Gamekeeper, says, I remember this being a so-so episode and largely a waste of Dwight Schultz. I'm showing my age, but he'll always be Murdoch, not Barkley to me. It's too bad they didn't bring him back either in this role or as a different character.
Oh, he needed to come back for a much better role. He really did. I don't know why they picked that particular role for him. It must have been just he was available at that point and they snapped him up.
Yeah, it really was a waste of him because he's so much fun to watch, and to me, he's definitely Barkley. I've not even ever seen the A-Team, to be honest, but I do wish they'd
Howley
used him
Mad
more.
Murdoch is awesome. Yeah. He's one of the best characters in narrative fiction.
Yes.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to watch many episodes of the A-Team to kind of get the gist of the entire, like 7 seasons or whatever it was. But yeah, if you want to know where Stargate gets their awesome, like, I threw a grenade at somebody, instead of like violently ripping them apart, it made them like fly through the air like Superman, you know. It comes from
That was
from
a
the
staple of
A-Team.
80s. That was a staple of 80s and 90s
Yeah.
TV.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Nowadays
no,
they just
that
show
was that was great. Stargate has a history of kind of like wasting their guest stars when they get like a big name. I think probably their best big name, quote unquote, like guest star that they've had was Robert Davi in Atlantis.
Oh, I don't know.
He plays-
Dom
I was gonna
DeLuise.
say Dom DeLuise.
Yeah, okay,
He
for
was
like a
pretty
one-off,
awesome.
yeah.
And they had
That's-
James Earl
Yeah.
Jones.
As a
And he was
voice.
the
Yes.
big, yeah, as the...
Your puny weapons can't hurt me.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. Lynn emailed us at stargate@sqpn.com about our episode Cory. And they say, I found your podcast this weekend. For this episode, thank you for discussing the Christian perspective regarding the needs of the many versus the needs of the few or the one. Your conversation clarified for me what God would want from us in that situation compared to the secular world. Keep up the great podcasts. I'm really enjoying them.
Well, thanks
We
much.
appreciate that. And that's
Awesome.
that's like what we try to do is, you know, have fun with it, but also give a spin based on our worldview of the stories.
Or lack thereof in this case, but yeah.
I think there's a lot of deep theology in the representation of the bug.
As
Yeah,
sin,
you notice
sin
that-
entering into your life, you know, it stings you and transforms you and makes you into more
Yeah.
sins.
And out of the one man comes the many, right? Teal would give his life for the many or something. I don't know. That's stretching it a little.
Oh boy, we're stretching.
See Allie as kind of
Yeah.
a John the Baptist figure. I don't know. I'm just
No, she's horrible.
But we always love getting feedback from our listeners. It's great to hear from them. And if you would like to send feedback, you can always reach out to us at stargate@sqpn.com. And we always appreciate feedback and our patrons who make it possible for us to create the Secrets of Stargate, including Sarah M., Greg T., Margaret B., Nathan A., and Tom G. Their generous donations at sqpn.com make it possible for us to continue the Secrets of Stargate and all the shows at StarQuest. And you can join them by visiting sqpn.com/give. And you can follow the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or on the SQPN YouTube channel. To find previous episodes of Secrets of Stargate and to send feedback, please visit sqpn.com/Stargate. And you can follow StarQuest on social media at facebook.com/StarQuestMedia or on Twitter at SQPN. You can also join the StarQuest fan club mailing list by texting StarQuest to 66866. Send StarQuest to 66866. And we'll be back next time when we'll be discussing the next episode of SG-1, the Tok'ra. Until then, Father Cory, thank you for joining me and sharing the secrets of Stargate.
And thank you, Jack.
And Lisa Jones, thank you as well.
Thanks, Jack.
And Victor Lambs, thank you too.
Thanks, Jack, and you owe me one. Like in The Godfather?
Oh, I got that reference.
Come on.
It's very, very Kimball of you.
Yeah, I'm a total Kimball.
And once again, I'm Jack Barazzini. Thank you for listening to The Secrets of Stargate on StarQuest.
Anyway, I'm sorry, but that just happens to be how I feel about it. What do you think?
Hi, everyone. This is Dom Bettinelli, CEO of StarQuest, with a special message as we approach the Christmas season. This past year, the StarQuest network has continued to expand our mission of exploring the intersection of faith and pop culture through our many entertaining and informative programs. Now we need your generous financial support to reach new audiences with more of the life-changing and uplifting programming we've been creating for more than a decade. That's why it's very important that we hear from you this Advent and Christmas, the time when nonprofits receive most of their support for the year. If you are already a supporter of StarQuest, we thank you and ask you to prayerfully consider increasing your support at this time. If you're not yet a supporter, please become one now. Every gift counts. Could you give $15 or even just $10 per month? Whatever level of support you can offer, please show your support for SQPN this Christmas. And remember that your gifts may be tax deductible. Just go to sqpn.com/give. That's sqpn.com/give. May God bless you this Advent, and may you have a blessed Christmas season.